Go.
DanGryder Probable Cause. If you've ever wondered who owns the Facebook page called This Day, Aviation Accidents, This Day in History, it's a fantastic Facebook page. I'll show it to you here on the screen. This effort is fantastic, and it's the result of one single individual located someplace in the world. He and I have become good friends. We've corresponded a lot, and he has agreed today to a Zoom call. So you're going to get to hear his voice. I'm not going to show his picture on here. He's going to remain pretty much anonymous, but he does a great job. I want to take this effort to promote his page and encourage you to join his Facebook page because we can get a lot of data, information, and learning off of Facebook pages like this that show the accident, what happened, and take a look at his graphics and what he's doing for each general aviation accident that's occurring. Share it with me on this Zoom call. I'm going to jump to it and cut to it right now. This is my friend Adam and our conversation, and this is as far as I can go in telling you who he is, but he's doing a great job. Here we go. DanGryder, Probable Cause, Zoom call. This is a special one today. I have been after this for a long time. My special friend Adam runs this awesome Facebook page called Aviation Accidents This Day in History. You've probably seen it. He's got 100,000 followers following his posts. So say hi to Adam. And Adam, how are you today?
Hello. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Just returned home, and I'm here. It's quite late, but I'm good. How about you, Dan?
I'm good, and thanks for jumping on this. A lot of people have asked me. Catherine's report is now out of business, but I finally found out who was behind Catherine's report, and that was a very anonymous page as well. You've kind of taken over some of the role of Catherine's report as well, and I'm going to talk a little bit about your anonymity first. All I'll say is that we're going to refer to you as Adam, and I think it's safe to say that you are somewhere in the Middle East. Is that correct?
Yes, in the middle of the Middle East.
In the middle of the Middle East. So
Yes.
that's as far as we can go with that. I'm guessing that you're probably between age 20 and 30. Is that correct?
Yes, and we will lean to the early 20s.
Leaning towards the early 20s. So I wanted to tell you that I think you're doing a fantastic job. And, with my YouTube channel, I often get a lot of my information from your Facebook page. And I'd like to encourage a lot of people to go over to your Facebook page so they can follow along even in real time as you post these accidents and things like that. And you're doing a really good job, Adam.
Thank you. I think you're doing the same. And I wish you could actually post more and cover the new reports from the NTSB. That would be great. And I also run a YouTube channel, which is just basically my Facebook channel, but I drop the videos I upload sometime to the YouTube channel. It's right there. It's in the early stages, only 2K subs right now, but it's growing. It's growing good.
Good. Well, there's a lot of us out there, but we're like you and I, we're simply individuals trying to help and trying to get this information out there a little bit faster so that people can learn off of it a little bit better. I want to talk about one accident that you just posted on Facebook just the other day. What can you tell me about that California Cessna 172 crash?
So what we know so far is that we have a Skyhawk that departed somewhere in California, Palm Springs, was headed to Camarillo Airport. And sorry for the pronunciation, I'm quite bad. So
no, you're fine.
Mind that part. Yeah. So what I wanted to see from this accident, I want to see the photos of the crash from the local news sites, try to see how the aircraft came to rest, things like that. Then I try to see the flight data. So I use the FlightAware and the NTSB data. I recommend going to these sites, and I always link them in my posts. So what I do next is I download the flight paths, the data from both sites, and I run them through Google Earth, and then I quite a mess around with it, so I can have the altitudes and speeds during the flight, and I mess around with the the things that the data that I discovered, and try um to I'm not sure how
Super,
to say that.
superimpose.
Yeah, and I post photos of it in terms of figures, like what the NTSB does in the reports. Try to
Right.
keep it as formal as possible. And then, if possible, I will look up the weather conditions at the accident, the site, things like that. But I couldn't do that with this one. But some people told me that it was very foggy in that area at the time of the accident, things like that. So I guess
Yes.
that's it.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job. And there's not much point in picking up that wreckage and taking it to a hangar and trying to reassemble it like the NTSB wants to do. It was night. It was foggy, and obviously from the path he was scud running, and he flew into terrain. So there's really no mystery there, and there's no disrespect to the individual or the family. I'm sorry, but that's what it did. And it doesn't really take very much more rocket science on this one to show this is what he did. And we as pilots, we should not be out there scud running in the terrain at night in foggy conditions, because this is what can happen to you. So we learn, hopefully some people will learn off of this one and you and I talking and showing this graph. But you do a great job of superimposing that data together and dropping it in on Google Earth to show the flight path. It clearly tells the story.
Yeah. And I'm quite surprised that these accidents still happen. The scud running stuff, it happens more than you think, especially fails. Most fails are weather related, loss of control, things like that. And it's really interesting to know why the pilot did this. And that's the NTSB's job to do that. But I quite sad that most of the time they won't tell us why the pilot did this. Like, we know he flew into the terrain, we know that was bad weather. We want to know why he did it, so we can prevent this from happening again and
Right.
make safety recommendations to pilots. We don't want you to tell us that, yeah, he flew into the terrain, it was foggy, things like that. We want more than that.
Yeah. Why was he out there in the first place? What caused him to launch at night and fog? I mean, what was going on in his life that was so critical that he had to get from A to B, and he risked a very risky flight in a single engine airplane at night under those kind of conditions? Like, why? Why would he? There has to be a story there. Why would he do that?
Yeah, and we don't even have the pilot qualifications so far. We don't know if he was IMC rated or not. So that's another part of the story that we don't have so far.
Yeah, most likely not, but he didn't file an IFR flight plan, and he was not trying to go IFR. He was, for whatever reason, he was very much trying to stay VMC conditions below the cloud deck.
Yeah, and it appears that it was manual flying most of the flight. You can tell that by the data. It feels like he had no autopilot on. It was just him flying the airplane.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. But anyway, I think a lot of people are very curious about the individual behind your Facebook page. I'm showing a graphic of it right now. This is the page you can go to and like and subscribe and join that page for free. Truly a wealth of information, and will allow you to remain anonymous as you are. I can appreciate that, and I don't have any heartburn with that. I know kind of who you are and where you are, and you and I have worked very well together in the past on trading information, and I just want you to know how much I appreciate that.
Thank you, and it's the same for you. You actually helped me a lot in some of these cases. You really do a great job.
Yeah, well, hopefully between the two of us, and maybe there's a whole bunch of other YouTubers out there that are looking at accidents. We don't have to wait 3 years. for the NTSB to tell us that they don't know what happened other than they flew into the mountains. So we really should be looking at these accidents on a very, very fresh basis. And your Facebook page, to me, is an inspiring source. And I know it's taking you, it's got to be taking you between 25 and 35 hours per week on this Facebook page, isn't it?
Yeah, and I am in college, by the way, so you can imagine the time restrictions I have. Uh, it's quite. It takes a lot of time from my life, this page.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot, and I hope that you can get some friends to help you with it and help manage some of that so that you can keep on going. I'd like to see your page grow tremendously, and I think it will. You're doing a great job, and I just wanted to do this promo to tell people just a glimpse of a little bit. There is an individual behind that Facebook page, and it's one guy. It's a one-man show, just kind of like my YouTube channel, and you're doing a great job, and I very much appreciate your effort on this. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much for this. It's nice to see some encouragement, especially from someone like you. And that's the nice part, because I see a lot of student pilots follow the page, tell me things like, "Yeah, I'm learning stuff from this. You're doing a great job. You're a lifesaver," things like that. It's actually very good to hear that people
Yeah.
learning.
Well, it's true, and I know you're putting a lot of time and effort into it, and you're talented. I'm amazed. I thought I was quick at getting information and talking to people. You're most of the time you're a step ahead of me, and I appreciate that, and I want you to keep on going, keep on doing what you're doing because you're definitely making a huge difference worldwide. You as an individual, Adam, you're making a difference out there.
Thank you. And I hope in the future that I might get into this business, into this world, the safety aviation world when I graduate. Maybe even land an NTSB job. I'm not sure. That will be more helpful than what I'm doing right now.
Well, I don't know if you'd want to work for the NTSB or not, but you can definitely get a job. But I wouldn't recommend working for the NTSB. But we'll see. It's anything's possible. But a guy like you, obviously very bright, talented, and hardworking, you're going to be very successful no matter where you go. But there's a lot of good things that you could do, and maybe we'll even get you into flying. If you want to come over and visit sometime, I'll get you some flying over here in the US of A. If you'd like to come over, we'd love to host you and let you do some actual flying someday. That would be a lot of fun.
I would love to take my license in the US. I know it's cheaper than here, and here I think it's around $40,000 for a private license. In the US, I heard it's around like 10,000, things like that. It's more affordable,
Yeah,
especially with the conditions here. Most people don't have good salaries. Life is quite painful, I guess.
yeah. Now where you're at, well, you don't even where you're at. You don't even have general aviation. So I mean, it's
Yeah,
not even possible where you're at. So, but no, if you wanted to come to the USA, 10,000 at the absolute most. I can do a private pilot's license for about $7,000 over here very easily. So it's not that big a deal.
we'll see about that. We'll see what the future holds for us.
Okay. All right, Adam. Well, thank you for talking with me. I'm going to post this video because I think a lot of people, I've already had a lot of people ask me, who is this Facebook page? And I've just been kind of silent on it and kind of vague and not giving out. Frankly, I don't and have not known very much about who you were other than our brief correspondence every now and then. So it's all very, very interesting, and I appreciate what you're doing, and let's both keep on going.
Yes, and thanks for having me again. It was great.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So I hope you appreciate that, and Adam, thank you for that fantastic Zoom call. Keep on going, young man. You're doing a great job. I hope to invite Adam over to the USA and do some flying with him over here eventually. But that's who it is. If you can, like and join and support however you can his Facebook page. Feed him some encouragement if you can. Tell him great job and thank you for your efforts. He's doing it all for free. It's all volunteer, and he's doing a great job. Got to get out of here. I'm going to get this video up and on the air for my tiny little itty-bitty fledgling YouTube channel, DanGryder. Probable cause.